Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Oasis.
The entertainment oasis.
Oh yeah, we got another topic for you.
Yeah, that we do.
Drinks and a topic. What are you drinking today?
Red Bull.
Red Bull.
Yeah, I'm crashing a bit. Yeah,
You need that pick-me-up?
I needed that pick me up real bad. So luckily it looks like alcohol. So just pretend I'm drinking a nice beer.
All right. Well, I'm actually drinking one of those seltzer beers, and it's actually pretty good. It's a blueberry flavor.
Yeah, I had it last night and it was delicious.
Very tasty, surprisingly. Yeah. Anyway, so the topic that we're going to talk about this time: 3 anime movies that you should watch.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because we had gotten a comment on our 5 animes we should watch. The comment made mention that, hey, yeah, there's also anime movies.
That
I
you
was
could
like,
possibly watch.
that would be kind of cool. We could make a video. So
Yeah.
Sabine KH, I hope that's how you pronounce it. Sabine
Yeah.
KH or Sabine KH. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Not my intent, but thank you for calling
Thank
it
you for the
out.
suggestion.
And yeah, just so.
Just know that we
Thank
do
you.
read comments. Yeah. All right. So, would you like to kick it off?
No, you go ahead.
I go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. So, my recommendation is it's not a typical movie that I would watch. Actually, I'm more like,
Whoa.
excuse me.
Someone had a little too much.
Yeah. Right. Just take it away. No, but when I usually watch like animes or movies, it's to like see a bunch of like action stuff. But this one is actually quite the opposite. It's more of I would say a drama. It's called
Drama.
Yeah, drama. Yeah, it's called A Silent Voice, and it's about this new student that comes into a classroom, and the student, she's deaf, and she tries to get along with her classmates by writing down in a notebook. And even before this, like you see a guy who's very depressed, so it flashes back to his childhood, and that's when like the deaf girl gets introduced. And they at first try to communicate with her by writing in the notebook, but the kids start seeing it like as a hindrance. And so eventually that led to like I don't want to bother like writing in that notebook all the time, and then they eventually start bullying her, which is unfortunate. It escalates to the point where it reaches like the parents and the faculty, and long story short, the kid who was mainly doing the bullying, he somehow ends up blaming one of his friends that like kind of threw him under the bus, like, oh, he's the one that kind of started it too. So that group of friends that was bullying this girl, they kind of turn on each other.
Yeah.
And that one kid that started it all, he kind of becomes an outcast in his class, and he becomes the recipient of bullying. Eventually the deaf girl, like, she ends up changing schools, and fast forward to him in high school now, and he is extremely depressed. He can't even look people in the eye. Like that torment like ended up following him. Like he has no friends or anything like that, and eventually he runs into the girl again, and they start forming a friendship, and it kind of evolves into this story of trying to move on from the past, but then it also starts getting dug up again, like, oh, you're the one that bullied her back in the day, and it kind of gets confronted. But just the way it all plays out is very beautiful. It's a very nice story, and if you're into one of those, like, it's a roller coaster of emotions, that this movie, but if you're the type that's kind of into that, then I strongly recommend this one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't take you for a drama type of guy.
That's the thing. I'm not, but I kind of watched it on a whim. Like I saw it online. I forgot how I came across it, but I read a couple of things about it, said it was really good, and I watched it on a whim, and it was very good. So
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. Pretty sure I'll check it out soon, but
All right.
it's a good recommendation. So the one I have in mind, it's also a sad. It's a sad story about murder.
Murder.
No, it's a horror one.
Okay.
Now I know some people might say, well, that's not anime, but it technically is. It's a Dead Space Downfall. It's an animated movie based on the video game Dead Space. Have you ever played Dead Space?
Of course. I've only played the first one.
Yeah, well, that's all you need to know. Because if I'm not mistaken, this movie is what happens before the events of the first game.
Oh, so it's like a prequel to the series.
Yeah.
Have you played Dead Space?
I've watched people play Dead Space. That's one of those games that I would rather watch someone play it and I'll enjoy it, rather than me actually playing it, because then I won't enjoy it.
Why don't you think you'll enjoy it? It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, there's some games where I rather be an observer. It's kind of like I'm watching a movie. The same thing with Resident Evil 4. It's a great game. I would never play it because I'd get bored, but I love watching people play it. It's like watching a movie unfold.
But if you never played it, how do you know you'll get bored?
Because those types of games, I don't have the patience for, like, I gotta figure this out, I gotta do this. Like, no, I'd rather see someone else do it. Yeah.
Interesting.
But
was that movie made like in an anime studio?
not by an anime studio. I think it was made by EA. I think it was EA.
Oh.
But yeah. So it's, for you guys unfamiliar with Dead Space, apparently at this point we've traveled to other planets. We go to a planet that has this weird structure in it. Apparently there's these things that kind of like, that can infect individuals and turn them into gruesome looking things, and well, they replicate, they kill, they infect other people, they become the weird creatures. So they bring this thing, this weird structure on board, and I guess it begins to mess with people, like people's heads, and eventually people start turning into these things. So essentially, like, you have this group of people on a spaceship in space, and then the chaos begins to unfold. And where do you run to when you're in a ship? You know, it's crazy. So it's a struggle for survival, you know, and it's the way it ends. It just perfectly leads up to the video game Dead Space. And I'm 90% sure that it does link to it. I remember the ending being how the first game starts, I think. But it's a great movie if you do love horror. Give it a watch. I know it's not Japanese, but if you love animated movies and you love horror, I think you'll really like this. And if not, blame this guy.
Why blame me? You're the one that recommended it.
I don't know. I don't like to take blame for stuff.
Of course you don't. Oh, one quick thing about that. If you do end up watching the movie and you like it and you want to play the games, I think there's a bundle that has all 3 games on Steam. So
does that include the one in Wii? Like for the Wii?
There's a Dead Space for
the Wii.
For the Wii or the Switch?
The Wii.
The Wii.
The Wii.
The Wii actually got a Dead
Wii.
Space?
Yeah. It did.
Well, I don't know. But I know for sure part 1, 2, and 3 are bundled in Steam. I don't know about the Wii one.
But yeah, definitely watch it. Play the games if you like. Let us know if you like it.
Let us know. Anyway, so the third and final one that we both recommend to you. And
there's a big chance that a lot of you have probably already seen this. I mean, who hasn't?
It's a classic.
It's a classic.
And it basically made, I want to say it was a big contributor to how anime reached Western audiences in general. Mm-hmm. It was a big gateway movie in that sense, and it's Akira. We had to do this one. We have to do this one.
Yeah,
it's like quintessential anime movie, especially because it kind of it's not based off of. Well, I mean, there was a manga that it was based off of, but you know how most of the time it happens to where someone writes a manga, then they come out with an anime about it, and then somewhere along the lines they come out with movies here and there.
Yeah.
This one was manga, then they made the movie, and then the manga finished after the movie, even though the movie like concluded it.
Interesting.
Which is very interesting.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah. I actually cosplayed Tetsuo twice.
Tetsuo.
It was awesome. I mean, got some compliments. I never made the metal arm. I was not savvy enough to do that, but it was fun. I'd do it again.
Oh yeah, it was that one year we went to Akon in Dallas when they were
Mhm.
still at the Sheraton Hotel.
Yeah.
Oh.
There was another year where I did it, but I don't think you went that time.
No. Yeah, it was. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's.
Do you want to give
I don't want to say creepy.
You want to give the summary?
You give the summary. Like
I give the summary?
let's both give the summary.
Okay, fine. So, for starters, it starts off pretty much in a futuristic / dystopian version of Tokyo, and it opens up with two biker gangs going at it. On
Or
the
you give him the whole breakdown of the movie.
Oh.
You're giving the it's like it all starts in.
I know, right? Well, no, I'm not going to give the whole thing, but yeah, pretty much it opens up with biker gangs going at war with each other on the streets, and it pretty much gives you like the setting of how Tokyo is like this is kind of like in ruins, yet it's also like there's a bunch of anarchy going on, but at the same time it's like kind of trying to recover too.
Yeah.
And the one of the main characters ends up in a fateful encounter with I think it's a kid that was undergoing experiments by a secret organization.
Now, one thing I did want to point out that you brought to my attention was the style of what the city looks like. From what you said, like influence, kind of like the way the city looks or the world looks in Ghost in a Shell. Like very like futuristic, high tech, like a lot of neon, like a lot of very like I don't want to say technologically advanced, but it kind of sort of is, you know, in a sense. So when you told me that, I thought that was kind of cool though, given that like how that just influenced, because Ghost in the Shell is like one of like my favorite animes. So it's cool to know that that kind of influenced, you know, one of the like the visual, like it influenced the visuals that I love in Ghost in the Shell. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was the same studio also. The same studio that produced Akira is the same one, I believe, that produced Ghost in the Shell.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's probably why you're seeing that connection. But so like I said, the kid, one of the kids from the biker gang encounters a child that was under experimentation, and from there he ends up receiving powers.
Psychic powers.
And from those powers, he starts basically abusing them, and he tries to gain more power. But in doing so, he ends up. I don't want to give away too much, but
let's just say it doesn't end well.
Yeah, it doesn't end well. Like he basically in a way loses control.
I mean, like,
and things get really bad.
Yeah, but
things get really bad for multiple reasons.
It goes to show, like, if you had powers, would you abuse them the same way he did, or do you think you would be tempted to? Like, just I don't know. I wonder. Like, I'm pretty sure I might be tempted to abuse them to a certain extent, not to the point where I become like this maniac. But I think I'd be tempted to, you know, cause some mischief. But it's definitely worth a watch. Yeah. If you're expecting like animation style, like kind of like what you're used to today, you're not gonna find it there. It definitely does have like, yeah, it looks like a product of its time. Yeah,
this was in the 1980s, and the animation. Yeah. Actually, I think you put it very well. It's not gonna look like your modern day animes. In fact, it's not even gonna look like animes from the 90s either. This is like, the animation is.
It's kind of it's a little. I don't want to say it's very rough because
it's crude. Like it's hard. It's like it's crude in the sense that like, I don't know, like anime characters they typically look all like cute and very like
polished.
Very cute, polished, and like a cutesy wootsy appearance, like for guys and girls.
Think like if Zack Snyder were to like direct an anime, it'd kind of be like. This would kind of be what I would imagine it would look like.
Yeah, like so if you're expecting like cutesy wootsy characters, I don't think you're gonna find them in Akira. But what you will find is a plethora of attention to detail animation. Like you can go frame by frame in this movie and see new details multiple times. It was the budget for it was millions of dollars.
I don't think I ever looked into that.
Yeah, it was the budget
very
for it
ambitious.
was. Yeah, the budget for it was very huge, and it's been the movie itself is like certain scenes have been parodied by like a bunch of different people, and it's really popular. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it.
I wonder if any streaming services have it.
Good question.
Hopefully they do. But yeah, I mean, give it a watch. See if you like it.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's for everybody, and it's definitely one of those movies to where halfway through you can be like, what in the heck is going on? It's definitely one of those very like trippy movies. Like you think you have a good grasp on it, and then like bam, it just hits you with like this kind of like this like mind fuck, like what the hell is going on? So yeah, you definitely need to like really pay attention to it when you watch it if you want to like get everything in the first try. But
yeah, we have like more movies, but for the sake of time, we'll just keep it at 3.
Yeah.
But if you could recommend the one right off the top of your head without an explanation, just say watch this, go. What would it be?
Akira.
No, we already talked about Akira.
Oh, you mean another one?
Yeah, like if you could just say like this movie, watch it.
Any movie?
No explanation.
Or any animated movie?
movie.
Any animated movie?
Girl Who Leapt Through Time. Watch it. It's cute.
Okay. Well, one that I've also seen is Princess Mononoke, that was pretty good.
Mononoke?
Mononoke. That's how long it's been since I've seen it, but I remember it being pretty good.
Yeah.
So you could watch that one too.
Watch it. We hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it's a short video. But if you guys have any suggestions for us, let us know. We'll gladly take the time to watch any suggestions you have. But yeah, let us know what you think of our recommendations.
Yep.
But until then, we hope you guys come back to the Oasis.
The Entertainment Oasis. Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Mononoke?
Yeah,
Mononike.
Mononoke.